Hello everyone, welcome to my channel WishInfinite. In this video of Playwright with TypeScript series, I am going to talk about delete call for API testing. Previously, we have talked about introduction of API, how to perform get call, post call, put call and patch call. And we have also checked that how to pass request body from the JSON file. If you have not watched these previous videos related to the API testing, I would highly recommend you to watch these videos. I will provide link of these videos into the description, or you can click onto this I button at top right corner to access these videos. And one more thing I would like to add, that I have created one YouTube short series for the Playwright. So if you want to quickly refresh your API concepts, you can go through that short series. I will provide link of that playlist into the description, or you can visit my YouTube channel with the name WishInfinite. And here you would be able to see this playlist tab, and inside this playlist tab, you would be able to see this Learn Playwright in 60 seconds playlist, which is related to the Playwright shorts. And also, if you will click onto this community tab, you would be able to see different questions related to the Playwright. I would recommend you to provide answers for these questions. It will help you to prepare for the interview also. On to regular basis, I provide these questions. So you can access this community tab and start giving answers for these questions. Now let's continue. Now let's learn about this delete call. In API testing, the delete call is used to remove resources from a server. Testing the delete method is crucial to ensure that the API correctly handles the deletion of resources and that appropriate responses are returned. And here, after the deletion, we would also be performing one get call to retrieve the resource which we just deleted to check that it no longer exists. To perform the delete call, we have the syntax which is request.delete method, and with this delete method, we would be passing different parameters. For this particular video also, I am going to use the site which is restful-booker.herokuapp.com, and here we would be going to this delete booking section where they have provided all the details to perform the delete call. Here we have this delete call where they have provided the information related to the base URL, / the resource name, and the / the booking ID which we want to delete. If you will look at this curl command, so here after curl -x, we have this delete to perform the delete call. This is the base URL with the resource and the booking ID. And here we have this -h, which stands for the header. We have these two headers which we need to provide with our API call. First one is the content type and the second one is the authorization. Here if you will scroll down, so you will also see all the details into these tables. So these are two headers which we need to provide. This is the path parameter which is ID. And here they have provided that we are going to receive the response code as 201 created. And usually with the delete call, we receive these common status codes. So it can be 200 OK or 204 no content if the deletion was successful. You can also receive 404 not found if the resource does not exist. You can also receive 405 method not allowed response. It indicates that the server knows the request method, but the target resource doesn't support this method. So it depends on the situation that what status code we get and how your developers have configured these status code. So for this API, we are going to receive this 201 created response. Usually we would not be seeing it, but it depends, right, onto the developer how they configure it. So in case of success, we are going to get this 201 status code. Now let's perform this delete call into the postman tool. And before performing that, I want to show you one get call for the specific ID which we are going to delete. So here you can click onto this get booking, and here we are going to get the details related to this booking ID 1. So let me copy this curl command to use it into the postman tool. Here you need to go to this postman tool. You can click onto the import and then you can paste this curl command. It will automatically fill all the details where we are going to select this as the get call. And then this is the base URL, then the resource and the ID for which we want to get the details. So automatically with the help of curl command, it has got filled. Now once I click onto the send, I should be able to see the response body and the status code here. So this is the response body and this is the status code. Now we are going to delete this booking ID 1. So for that, we need to provide all these details which are mentioned here. And this time I would provide all these details manually into the postman tool. So let me go to the postman tool. Here you need to click onto the new and then this HTTP. Here we need to select the call which is delete call, and here we need to enter the complete endpoint which will contain the base URL with the resource and the booking ID. So let me copy this. Here you can paste it. So we have provided the delete call with the base URL /resource/booking ID. Now we also need to provide headers which are mentioned here. So first one would be the content type with its value, and the second one is the authorization which we need to provide. Any one of this you can provide. It can be cookie or the authorization. We would be using authorization. So let's provide this first header, which is content-type. You can copy it or you can type it here also. Then we need to provide this copied value under this header section, where this content-type would be the key. So here I am pasting it. You can also type it, and its value is going to be application/JSON. So copy this and paste it as the value of content-type. Then we need to provide this authorization. So this authorization would be the key, and its value they have provided here, which is starting with the basic. You can copy it and then paste it under the value column for the authorization. Now your delete call is ready, and once you will click onto the send button, it will delete this booking ID 1. And as soon as we perform this delete call, we should not be able to see these details which we fetched through the get call for the booking ID 1. Now let's click onto the send, and here we have received this 201 created as the status code. We have also received the body into the text format where they have written this created. So till previous video, we have just only seen that we were receiving the JSON response body, but here we have received the response body which is as the text format. For this text body also, we can provide the assertions in Playwright. Into the postman tool, if you want to provide the specific validation, so you can go to this scripts tab, and here you can select these directly provided snippets to perform some of the validations. You can also write your script. For now, let's select one of these assertion. So here we have this assertion where we are going to receive the status code. So click on it, and here you would be able to see that script. And for this call, we are going to receive 201 as the status code. So let me change it here, and also we can change this title to 201. Here I have already explained this script syntax previously also. So under this pm.test, we have this title and then this function, and inside this function we are using this pm.response.toHaveStatus, and the status should be this 201, which is expected value. Many more validations you can provide here. For now, just I wanted to give an example. And if you click onto the send, you should be able to see the passed result. Under this test result, if you will go, you will see this pass status code is 201, which is this title which we provided, right? The status code is 201. Whatever the title you provide, you would be able to see it here. Now, as we deleted this booking ID 1, and again, if I go to this get call, and once I click onto the send for the created get call, I got this 404 not found. Here into the body also, we are able to see this not found as the text, which means our delete call was successful and it was able to delete this booking ID 1. And again, if you will perform the delete call, it will get failed, where it is showing this 405 method not allowed, because this particular booking ID itself do not exist here. That's why it is showing this status code. Now let's perform all these things with the help of Playwright. So here into the project folder, I have created one TypeScript file, which is API testing delete call.spec.ts, where I have imported the test and the expect from the Playwright test module. So this is the test block, and this expect we would be using to provide the assertions. And inside this test block, I have provided the title, which is delete call for API testing. And the second parameter is the anonymous function, where we have provided this request fixture, which we would be using to perform the delete call here. Now to perform the delete call, we need to use this request fixture. Dot delete is the method which we need to use. And inside this delete method, we need to provide the first argument, which would be the complete endpoint, which contains the base URL resource and the booking ID which we want to delete. Let me copy it, and here within the quotes, you can provide the complete endpoint. Here into this playwright.config.ts file, I've already provided this base URL, which is https://restful-booker.herokuapp.com. So with this TypeScript file, if you want to remove this base URL, that is also fine. But if you provide it here also, that is well and good. It will overwrite this global base URL which we have provided. If you want to remove this base URL also, that is also well and good. So after the forward slash, we have provided the resource and the booking ID as the base URL was here with this playwright.config.ts file. And as this delete method is going to return the promise, so for that we need to use this await keyword here. And for this delete call, we also need to provide two headers which will contain type and the authorization. Within our playwright.config.ts file, we have already provided these two headers for the previous videos. So inside this define config, we have this object where we have this use key and its value is the object where we need to provide this extra HTTP headers, colon, and its value is again an object where you can provide multiple headers. So here we have already given this content type as the key, colon, and its value, which is application/JSON. And the second one is this authorization, which is key and its value we have provided here. I've provided this content type within the double quotes. As previously I told you, right, if there is any space or this hyphen within the key names, then you can provide these quotes. For the single words also, you can provide these quotes, but it is not compulsory. All these things we have already discussed into my previous videos also. If you want to provide these header details here with this delete call, that also you can do. That we have already discussed into my previous video, that how we can provide headers through the different ways. For now, we are just providing it here at the global level with this playwright.config.ts file. Now our delete call is ready. Now we can save the response into one variable. So here const and resp delete, any name you can give here. And this time let's delete the booking ID 2 because one we have already deleted with the postman tool. These are all practice APIs, so automatically these resources will get generated after some time. But just for the safer side, I am taking this ID 2. And now onto this received response, we can also perform some of the validations for the delete call. Here, let's validate the status code first. Here, with the help of postman tool, when we performed this delete call, so in case of successful deletion, we received this 201 created as the status code. So that's what we are going to validate, that we should be able to receive 201 as the status code. So for that, we need to provide this expect and then this response, which we would be receiving dot, and then we need to use this status method to receive the status code. And after the expect, we need to put dot, and then we need to use this to-be method. And within this to-be method, we need to provide the expected value. So in our case, it would be 201. In your case, it may be little different. So you can get all these details from your development team. In your case, that may be the case that you are going to receive 200 or 204 as the status code. For us, it is 201 now. So that I've provided here. One more assertion I can provide where I can validate this text which we received for the correct call. Let me delete this 3 booking ID so that you would be able to see it again. See, we are going to receive this created as the response text. Their developers have designed it like this, that it is showing the created text. For you, it may be something else, right? This created is not correct one although, but it depends on the developer that how they provide it here. So to validate this created text response, first we need to convert this response which we are going to receive from this delete call into the text format. So for that, we need to use this response delete variable name dot text method we would be using. Previously, mostly we have used this JSON method to convert the response into the JSON format. But in this case, as we are going to receive the text response, so that's why we are using this text method. And then we can save this response into one variable. First, provide this await here, as this text method is going to return us the promise. Here you can see. And let's save the response. So const resp dl text, any name you can give. And here we can provide the assertion onto the same. So expect, and then this text response which we are going to receive. So that variable name dot to equal. This is the method name which we would be using to compare this value against the expected value. And the expected is the created which we are going to receive. So let me paste it here. So for now, we are just going to provide these 2 assertions. Other assertions also we have seen into these previous videos where we have performed this get, post, put, patch calls. So if you want to provide any other assertions, that also you can do. Here, let me also console log this text response so that you would be able to see it here inside this console log. It is not necessary to provide the console log. I'm just providing it just to show you that what is the response text which we are going to receive, which should be created, right? In your case, it may be different. Now, let me execute the script, and this test execution should get passed, and we would also be able to see this console log here. So click onto this run button. See, our execution got passed. We are able to see this created as the log which we provided here. And into the postman tool, as we have seen that after this delete call, we performed this get call. And for that, we have received this 404 not found because the resource got deleted. So the same thing we can also provide here with the Playwright. So let me perform this get call. About this get call, we have already learned. And the same get call we can perform with the help of Playwright. So for that, we need to use this await, then the request fixture dot get method we need to perform. And within this get method, we need to provide the complete endpoint, which will contain the base URL with the resource and the booking ID. So let's paste it here within the quotes. And here, as we deleted this to booking ID, so we can provide this to here, and let's save the response into one variable. So const isp get equals to, and for the deleted item, we are going to receive the status as the 404. So that also you can validate by providing the assertion. So to provide the assertion, expect this get call response, which is resp get. To get the status code, we need to use this status method with the parenthesis. And after the expect, we need to provide this to be. And for the deleted item, we are going to receive this 404 as the status code. So let's provide this 404. Now let me comment out this delete call part because we have already deleted this booking ID too. So it will not be able to delete it again. As we have seen it into the postman tool also that we receive 405 as the status code if we perform delete call onto the deleted resource. So let's comment out this. And once I execute it, I should be able to see the passed result. Let me put one console log also before execution. So console.log. And here let me print this status code only. So resp.status. Let's execute the script again. See, we are able to get this console log, which is 404. And our assertion also got passed. So that's why we are able to see the passed result. You can perform all these codes into one go for the new booking ID. Let's say if you want to delete booking ID 5. So with this code, it will delete the booking ID 5. And here also you will have to change it to the 5. And it will be able to get the status code as the 404 for the deleted resource. For now, changing it to 2 only. And as I told, for the deleted resource, if we perform the delete call again, so we are going to receive this 405 as the status code. So let me re-execute this test where it will try to delete this booking ID 2 again, and our execution should get failed because this assertion will not get passed, right? We will not receive 201 as the status code, but we are going to receive 405. Let me execute it. I just want to show you what will happen if you delete already deleted resource, right? These validations also you can put that after deletion, you will check that we are receiving this status code. But if we redelete the same resource, in that case, you are going to receive the different status code. Let me execute it. So see, our execution got failed, and here it got failed at line number 6, where we have provided the assertion to validate that we should receive 201 as the status code, but we received this 405. If you provide some invalid resource to delete also, in that case also you will not be receiving this 201 as the status code. Let me show that also to you. So let's provide some random value here for the booking ID. And once I execute this script, it will get failed here because it will not receive this 201 as the status code. See, our execution got failed, and again we have received this 405 as the status code. So all these negative testing also you can do, where you will provide the invalid value and then you would be validating that you should receive this 405 as the status code here. So I'm just showing you that what are all the different validations which you can provide, right, to check your delete API call. For now, let me change it to the correct value only, and 201 here. Let me close this error. In your case, you may also find that on performing any delete call, there are changes which are happening onto your UI. Let's say on deleting the specific record, it is getting deleted from the UI also. So that also you can validate, where you would be performing this delete call like this, and then you will go to the UI and you will validate that the deleted item is not appearing there. So that you can try it for your project if it is applicable. And that's it for this particular video. Let me give you the quick recap. So here we saw that in API testing, the delete call is used to remove resources from the server. To perform the delete call, this is the syntax. We need to use this request fixture, then the delete method. And inside this delete method, you can provide different arguments to provide the base URL, and also the second argument to provide the header. In some cases, you may find that you would also have to pass the request body to perform the delete call. In my previous videos, we have seen that how we can pass the request body to any API call If you have not watched that video, I will highly recommend you to watch that video. I will provide the link of that video into the description, or you can click onto this I button at top right corner to access that video. Here are some common status code which we would be receiving. For the successful deletion, we are going to receive this 200 or 204 as the status code. In this example, we received this 201 because developers have configured it like this. But in your project, it may be different to 200 or 204. Apart from that, we would also be receiving this 400 if the resource not found, and 405 if we provide some invalid resource ID as the path parameter, or already deleted item if we provide. In that case also, you may be seeing this 405 as the status code. These are some common status codes on deletion. Let me remove this successful, right? For the successful, we have these two series. And here we performed this delete call where we have got this base URL with the resource and the booking ID, and delete was the API call which we need to perform. These are two headers which we need to pass for this example. So we have performed this delete call into the postman tool by providing all these details here, where we selected this delete. Here we have provided the complete endpoint. Headers also we have provided under this headers tab. Once we clicked onto the send, we were able to see this status code with the body text. We have also verified the same thing with the help of the get call, that if we perform get call onto the deleted item, we would be able to see this 404 as the status code. And we have performed the same scenario with the help of Playwright. So into the Playwright, inside this test block, we have used this request fixture. By using this request fixture, we have performed this delete API call where we have provided the complete endpoint. As the base URL was already present inside this playwright.config.ts file, we have not provided it here. And then we have provided these two assertions. First one is to validate the status code as the 201 in case of successful deletion. And then we have also validated the response text. So first we converted this response into the text format by using this text method. And then we performed this assertion to validate that we are receiving this expected body text or not. And then we have also performed the get call by using this request.get. Here we have provided the complete endpoint. If you want, you can remove this base URL as it is already provided inside this config file. And then we checked that we are able to see this 404 as the status code. Why? Because the item has already been deleted. And if you will try to get that item, it should not be there. We have also seen that if you redelete the item, you would be able to see the 405 as the status code. It may be different for your project. And if you provide invalid resource ID, in that case also we receive 405 as the status code. And that's it from my end. You can click onto this first card to go to the next video. You can click onto the second card to access the whole Playwright tutorial playlist. And stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.